Ever since I was a tween, there was something inside of me. I could feel it. I felt different. I felt like there was something greater I was supposed to do with my life. Greater than becoming famous. Greater than ending up rich, living in a mansion. I was destined to do something that transcended society. I was destined to become highly relevant. You're listening to the Hipster Runoff Podcast. Today I will be talking about the desire to be relevant. What does it mean? What do you want? What can you really get out of being relevant? Can being relevant last forever? What occupations can you pursue in order to become relevant? Maybe you can be some sort of film director, inspired by Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson, Spike Jonze, or any other flavor of the week /year/2 years type of director who creates his own aesthetic and then everyone thinks it's amazing, totally alt. But then in like 5 to 10 years it becomes kind of dated and irrelevant. Maybe you can become a buzz band. You can tour across the nation. You can play gigs in some of the most relevant historic clubs around the world. Tons of magazines and relevant music blog websites will want to interview you. They'll want to generate content featuring you. You'll feel special. People will have their eyes on you. You can release anything, and a series of blogs around the world will instantaneously react to the art that you created. Maybe you can become some sort of performance artist or a relevant graphic designer. Maybe you can aspire to do something that won't make you famous, but it'll make you feel really smart in a relevant way. Maybe you can be some sort of architect. I hear they're pretty insane, and they live in their own sort of architectural ecosystem. From what I understand, most architects think they have the most meaningful existences in the entire world. So I guess in order to be relevant, you have to create things. You have to be in the arts. Maybe you have to control something. You can be a blogger/writer. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just writing about relevancy. Maybe you're not even relevant. Maybe you transcend relevance because you're not actually doing something. You're just critiquing the things that other people do. You're just standing on the sidelines of life. You're not actually generating content. You're just doing your best to taste make and belittle the work of others. However, you're fortunate enough to have people listening to you, thinking that you know what you're talking about. Maybe it won't last forever, maybe it will. Would you rather be in a buzz band, or would you rather write for pitchfork.com? I wonder who has the most sustainable relevancy. Would it be the owner of pitchfork.com, or would it be A.V. Terror of Animal Collective, a very popular buzz band? I'm not sure. I wonder if you offered each of them to swap lives, would each of them do it? A.V. Terror might see the money, the security, the comfort. On the other hand, maybe all music writers just want to be in relevant buzz bands. What is relevancy? Why do I want to be relevant? Why do I want to be more relevant? When will I know that I am relevant? What is the ultimate metric for relevancy? Is it hits? Could people be relevant before the internet? Does the internet make things more relevant? Does relevancy last forever? What about the band Sonic Youth? I think they're from like the 1980s or 1990s or something. Back in their prime, I'm not even sure if they were relevant. I don't know how many people knew about them. But over time, they have some sort of legacy brand. Therefore, they are relevant. I'm not even sure. I don't even really listen to their music. I think I did for a while, though. Why did I listen to their music? Why did I think they were relevant? When I listen to a buzz band that is branded as relevant, do I think some of their relevancy will rub off on me? Do you think people listen to buzz bands because they actually enjoy the music and just want to be connected to some sort of new cultural phenomenon? Or when people listen to buzz bands, do you think that they're taking mental notes, learning what makes a buzz band popular, learning how to be relevant? Maybe that would explain the entire chillwave movement. Maybe everyone was inspired. Everyone thought, hey, I can do that. I have a MacBook. I have a MacBook Pro. That can be me one day. One day I can be relevant. It doesn't take what it used to be relevant, but that's okay. That's going to be me. I'll take relevancy any way I can get it. I often wonder what it's like to be relevant. Maybe you're in a buzz band and you're touring across the country. You feel alone. You wonder, why am I doing this? I'm not even making that much money. Do I really care about the art/music that I've made? Is this all really worth it? I'm driving around the country in some sort of minivan. This doesn't really seem like a rock star lifestyle. What am I pursuing? Will my band get bigger than it is after our current tour? Why am I even doing this? Maybe it's not all it's stacked up to be. Maybe I should get a real job. But then you'll get to the venue. You'll play a show. You'll see people looking up at you. You'll feel reaffirmed. You'll feel reassured. You're doing the right thing. You know why you're doing it. You see the face of an entry-level alt in the front row, smiling, a shit-eating grin. You know they'd do anything to be you. They'd do anything to be your friend. They'd do anything to be in the presence of relevancy. You know why you're doing it. You have a cultural position, something that not that many people have. Value it. Seize the opportunity. Seize the day. Make the most of your relevancy. After the show, you'll be wandering around the bar. You'll be searching for tons of members of the opposite sex who can make love to you because you're relevant. Maybe you'll go outside. You'll bum a cigarette. You'll play the part. You'll play the part of a relevant human being, something that these other people can't be. For some reason, they want to be around you. For some reason, they think you're totally cool. Maybe you'll be invited to some local dive bar. You'll be treated like a king. Everyone will buy you drinks. Everyone will tell you how great you are. Maybe that's all we want in life. Maybe that's what relevancy is. Constant reassurance. Knowing that you've given something to the world. You've made other people happy. Even if what you did isn't even that great. Just as long as your personal brand has been branded as some sort of positive experience that makes people smile, makes them feel like their life is more meaningful. Maybe that's all you need to give to the world. Maybe relevancy is just meaning something to someone. The term relevant seems like it's reserved for the indie sphere. Maybe life is just about becoming relevant, not just to indie music fans or alternative people, but to anyone. Maybe I can become a pre-kindergarten teacher and become relevant to my class. Maybe I can form a relevant relationship with my mother or father as they enter their twilight years. Maybe I can volunteer at a local homeless shelter and become relevant to the homeless community in my city. Maybe I have it all wrong. Maybe relevancy isn't about the arts, isn't about media. It isn't about control. It isn't about smoke and mirrors. It isn't about who's hot, who's buzzworthy. Maybe relevancy is what you do for other people. Maybe I can open up a McDonald's franchise and become relevant to the local fast foodies in my community. What does relevancy mean to you? Sometimes I wonder what's worse, someone chasing indie relevancy or someone who just wants to be close to relevancy. I feel like often we make fun of people who try to create something artistic and meaningful, but fail miserably. But maybe we're cowards. Maybe they're the ones doing something. I know Pashy Pit is for lame streamers, but at the end of the day, they've created something that makes tons of entry-level alts and lame streamers bop their heads around, smiling, feeling like their lives are more meaningful. Can I really say I've done that much for that many people? I'm not sure. It's so weird to be standing on the sidelines, not creating anything, feeling irrelevant. I wonder what the pathway to authentic relevancy is. Is it staying on these sidelines, but refining my opinions, becoming some sort of master tastemaker? Or is it immersing myself in the arts? Maybe I can quit the whole blogging/alt scene altogether and just focus on creating a relevant micro-environment in a nuclear family. I'm not sure what to do. I'm just trying to figure out why. Why is there this need deep inside of me to feel relevant, to feel more special than my peers, to feel more special than my immediate network of friends? What do I really want out of life? What does being relevant truly get you? At the end of the day, are you happy? Are you rich? Are you comfortable? What does it all mean? Are you one of those people who actively seeks the validation of others, or have you given up on that? Do you just want to work at some sort of local convenience store, maybe a bodega, or maybe even your local Whole Foods, and become relevant to the shoppers who shop in your establishment? Do you want to be relevant? I want my parents to think I'm a relevant human being. I want my little brother and my little sister to know that I'm relevant enough to be a role model. I want random people on the internet to consider me relevant. I want random people not on the internet to consider me relevant. Relevancy. Does it last forever? Do you want to be relevant? What does relevancy mean to you? Do we associate the idea of relevancy with the opportunity to escape from our desk jobs, from mainstream life, from working in a cubicle and ascending into middle management? Relevancy means achieving a meaningful life and career. Relevancy means transcending fiscal compensation for what you do, because sometimes your value to society can't be measured in money. Sometimes I feel like even if I won the lottery, maybe $100 million, and I never had to worry about anything for the rest of my life still might be a failure because I didn't achieve relevancy. Do you want to be more relevant? Do you want to be more relevant? Will your life be more meaningful as soon as you are relevant? What does relevancy mean to you? Does relevancy mean that you'll last forever? Are you afraid of dying? Will you have any sort of tactile legacy on this world? Will you be forgotten? Are you scared? Are you an artist? Do you think you'll ever achieve anything? Will you ever be authentically relevant? This has been a podcast about relevancy by hipsterrunoff.com.